Welcome back to Upper Michigan Today, everyone. We are talking about Ravenwood Gardens and the mission behind it and what you have coming up this summer. And you've been doing a caregiver retreat for some time now. And how did that begin? And I know it's coming up this summer, but before we get into the details, just where did this start and how has it evolved?
It started with Luann couldn't leave home, and she was doing workshops, and I realized I had a need, and I was going for counseling with my previous counselor who has since passed away, Linda Wargelet. And so we were doing things like the garden therapy projects such as this. One of the signs that are out in one of the gardens that's sponsored by somebody in a small business area, but she said, Luann, you're doing an amazing job. She said, why don't you start a nonprofit and do all this other fun stuff and get some support out there? Because I wasn't leaving home, staying home with my veteran spouse for specific reasons. And I thought, well, let's do a caregivers retreat, because then I knew I could get some of it myself. I'm not gonna lie, I was like, I'm not gonna get to go anywhere, so why don't we bring it to us? It was a solution. So we took our 43 acres and created a legacy and community that we want to leave behind. So both my husband and I are honored to be able to share the events, like the Safe Haven at the Raven this year is the same day as the caregiver retreat. We'll talk about that later, but our board of, our executive board has made some decisions with our nonprofit organization to combine because of, there's so many things vying for our attention.
Sure.
But the workshops, the speakers, the meal in the garden, all that stuff, it feeds you so much more when you have real people to connect with, one-on-one or a small group. So that's what we've created, and it's given both of us a unique appearance in the community.
Yeah.
Craig, as a veteran, how has the events, the workshops, the everyday garden therapy resources at Ravenwood Gardens, how has it helped you, and how have you seen it help other veterans that attend?
We, veterans now, they're understanding what we've got and what we got to offer with the people, and they are real receptive with us and everything. And a lot of the veterans that come out have never talked about it to their family or anything, but now when we come out, they'll ask me, where were you? How many years did you put in for the military and everything? And we pretty well go through those answers and everything with the people, and that really, really helps, because when I came back from the military after 3 years, I joined law enforcement, and I was with them 30 years. And I'm working with a guy all that time, and I didn't realize that he was a veteran, but we didn't talk about it. And I think there was a lot of things that were negative, because I wanted to be in the military and I wanted to make a career. But being over in Korea and different things, and I took an artillery round and took my hearing out, but I didn't talk about it to anybody. I didn't tell anybody. But as we went along in the counseling and everything that I went through because of the PTSD, it really helped with the military and coming out and talking to each other. And when you first get the idea that you're going to have to do this testing or whatever, you can talk to another veteran, and they talk to each other about what's going on. Is it good or is it bad? And I really enjoy that. I really love to have these veterans come out. And we don't want you to be shy. If you got any problems or anything at all, we don't repeat. We don't tell anybody that Joe came and there's a problem with him with anxiety or whatever. And it's helpful for me too, to try to heal for the military, and with Luann and everything and that, she's real put together. She really gets everything and that. And the idea about the caregiver that died, and that was really tough on Luann.
She was like a sister. She was like a mother. She was
Yeah.
like a best friend.
Yeah,
So when I found out Linda passed away, it was like, you know, she got us started on this adventure.
Yeah.
We were doing something different and we went in a better direction, and it's supportive, it's a solution.
Yeah.
Just creating a safe space.
A calm, safe space.
And a community, like you said, connecting veterans,
Yeah.
connecting caretakers, and
Yeah.
it's really a full circle of support and resources that you're creating out there. So
Yeah, and like the Oscar GV Hospital in Iron Mountain has been so supportive with the counseling, being able to express a need after, you know, maybe coming out of the service 50 years ago. That's hard for a lot of men. And if you're married to that man and you have to work through it with them, it's nice to have the support. So the caregiver support has helped
Yeah.
us. Many small business people, you know, have stepped up to help us. And, you know, we started with Craig's hearing. We addressed that and we went into all the counseling. And even for me, the stuff that we've been through together, the VA is continuing to help me through CHAMP VA insurance to do EMDR treatment. Because a lot of times when you're around somebody that has PTSD, you'll absorb it.
yeah,
You don't realize it. It's your partner, and you feel the vibes.
yeah.
yeah, sharing that energy.
Yeah. So if you ever see me anxious, it's usually because I'm hiding something or trying to stuff it, and it can affect your health.
I noticed with my moods and everything a couple of years ago, it was like I'd get up in the morning and I'd feel really good. And then toward noon and that, I get like anger inside of me. And it was like a roller coaster, back and forth, back and forth. A lot of the veterans have that, but they don't address it. But they're gonna have to address it in order to take and have a good life. And I'm happy with everything that's happened with me. And the VA's been super. They've been really, really good. And what I want the people to understand is don't be shy. You don't want to come out, and we're gonna, when we meet with people in that, it's,
Private by appointment, on
yeah,
purpose
by
for a
appointment
purpose.
only,
Yeah.
which really helps, because if we're talking to one person and then more people come in, then we lose that
Yeah,
camaraderie with the people.
yeah.
Like Friday, the 14th for Flag Day, we're getting together with a camaraderie project with some veterans out on the highway on M35. We have 7 American flags that are lit up at night, but we wanted to make a display that said something more than just look at how pretty it is. We wanted education. So we've been plugging in like Alphonse Van de Hayes. He does a lot of veteran supporting in our community. So him and Bob Pulaski are the veteran representatives for that. And they teach and educate about patriotism as well. So it's not just, you know, look at what's on the highway.
Yeah.
I wonder what that is.
Yeah.
We're plugging veterans in so they feel like they have purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's some upcoming events, like you said, this Friday for Flag Day, the Caregiver Retreat, the Safe Haven at the Raven. We're going to talk more about those. We do have to take another break, but we're going to talk about those opportunities to connect with Ravenwood when we come back.